Welcome to Global Alignment and Strategy, Pharmacovigilance Audits and Inspections Roadmap. PV audits and inspections are crucial process for monitoring whether pharmaceutical companies comply with global safety standards. The goal is to ensure the proper collection, analysis, and communication of adverse drug reactions. Regulatory audits conducted by authorities like the FDA, EMA, or other local health bodies aim to safeguard public health. Proper preparedness ensures smooth audits and mitigates risk of non-compliance. What are pharmacovigilance audits and inspections? An audit is a systematic review conducted internally or externally to assess compliance with PV obligations. For example, a pharmaceutical company conducts an internal audit of an adverse drug reaction case reporting timeline. A formal review performed by regulatory authorities to assess PV systems compliant with global regulations is known as an inspection. The FDA inspects the risk management plan efficacy for diabetes drug. Some key regulatory entities conducting inspections. In the US, it's the FDA, which focuses on the accuracy of the safety reporting in the FAERS. The EMA from the EU ensures adherence to EU Good Pharmacovigilance Practice or GVP. Local authorities examine regional PV compliance and documentation. Impact of non-compliance would be failure to comply and would lead to penalties, product recalls, or market withdrawals. Preparation for audits and inspections. A robust preparation roadmap ensures audit readiness and minimizations of findings. Some key steps for inspection readiness. Documentation management. To ensure all policies, processes, and records are updated and accurate. For example, to maintain detailed adverse drug reaction reporting logs which are compliant with local regulations. Mock audits. Simulate routine inspections to identify potential gaps in compliance. Example, running mock EMA inspections for signal detection workflows. Personnel training. PV teams ought to be trained to respond confidently and accurately to audit queries. For example, employees that are trained are informed about the consent process for adverse drug reaction reporting in clinical trials. Regulatory expectations and familiarity. It is important to understand GVP modules, FDA guidelines, and other regional requirements. Some critical documents for review would be the PSMF or the Pharmacovigilance System Master File, which is the comprehensive record of PV system operations. Another would be the RMP, which is the Risk Management Plan, which details mitigation strategies for potential risks identified for a product. The AE reporting timelines, wherein the logs are documented with regards to the submission timelines for AE plans. CAPA's corrective and preventive actions are outlined and are dictated as measures to identify gaps. Some areas where audits and inspections focus on. Auditors often focus on specific aspects of the PV system to assess compliance. Signal detection management. Monitoring adverse drug reaction signals from databases like the FERS or Vigilance. Example, the EMA inspects signal validation process for neurotoxicity and oncology treatments. Timelines of reporting. Reporting of adverse drug reaction within mandated timelines to local authorities is another place where inspections and auditors would pay attention to. For instance, the FDA mandates submission of serious adverse drug reactions within 15 calendar days. PMS or post-marketing surveillance. Audit whether post-marketing commitments such as phase 4 studies are fulfilled, such as the EMA inspects post-marketing surveillance of a vaccine to ensure real-world safety compliance. Vendor oversight, ensuring outsourced partners comply with PV responsibilities. Example, an Indian PV contractor ensures their global timeline adherence for adverse drug reaction fillings. Data accuracy and completeness, wherein adverse drug reactions are reviewed for quality and for underreporting and data discrepancies. Handling inspection outcomes. Regulatory inspection outcomes are usually classified as follows. Compliance, found fully compliant with minimal or no findings. A step-by-step process would be to address the findings, to address major deviations, minor deviations, and then being fully compliant with minimal findings. Minor deviations include operational deficiencies with low compliance risk, and the actual findings would require the developing of CAPA plans, wherein correct deviations are promptly designed for effective and corrective prevention measures. Example, implementing additional patient safety data checks after underreporting findings. Next would be communicating with authorities, wherein formal responses are submitted detailing remediation plans and timelines. Some strategies for mastery level PV audit preparations would be to perform comprehensive readiness assessments, wherein all the audits are practiced against updated GVP and FDA regulations. Automation used wherever possible to deploy adverse drug reaction tracking systems to enhance reporting compliance. And then to focus on training enhancements, wherein training curriculums are built covering mock inspection scenarios.